Imagine this, a whole nation, millions strong, on the run. The Israelites, after centuries of brutal slavery in Egypt, are finally free, led by a man named Moses. They are heading towards a promised land. A new beginning, but their freedom is fragile. Behind them, a storm of dust and steel is gathering. Pharaoh, the powerful ruler of Egypt, has changed his mind. He regrets letting his workforce go and is now thundering across the desert with his entire army chariots, horsemen, the best of the best, all bent on dragging the Israelites back to their chains. The Israelites march on, their hearts filled with a mix of hope and fear. They reach the edge of a vast body of water, the Red Sea. And just as the shimmering blue expanse comes into view, so does the terrifying sight of Pharaoh's army closing in. They are trapped. In front of them, an impassable sea. Behind them, an unstoppable army. Panic erupts. The people cry out to Moses, their voices laced with terror and despair. Was it because there were no graves in Egypt that you brought us to the desert to die? They shout, it would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in the wilderness. Their fear is understandable. They are cornered, with nowhere to run. The situation looks completely hopeless. But Moses stands firm. He raises his voice above the cries of panic and says, do not be afraid. Stand firm and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. It's a bold promise, a moment of incredible faith in the face of certain doom. What could possibly happen? How could they possibly be saved? Then, something extraordinary begins to unfold. As night falls, a pillar of cloud that had been guiding the Israelites moves behind them, settling between them and the Egyptian army. It becomes a pillar of fire, casting a brilliant light for the Israelites, but plunging the Egyptian camp into thick darkness. The two armies are held apart, unable to advance, for the entire night. It's a divine standoff, a pause in the terrifying chase. During this mysterious lull, God speaks to Moses. He gives him a command that sounds impossible, almost absurd. Raise your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea to divide the waters so that the Israelites can go through the sea on dry ground. Raise his staff? Divide the sea? It's a command that defies all logic and reason. But Moses, trusting in the power that freed them from Egypt, obeys. He walks to the edge of the churning water. The wind is picking up, whipping his robes around him. He raises his wooden staff, the same staff he used to perform wonders back in Egypt, and stretches his hand out over the Red Sea. And then it happens. A great east wind begins to blow with ferocious power, not for a moment, but all through the night. The wind howls, pushing against the water, driving it back. Slowly, miraculously, the waters begin to part. They don't just recede, they split apart, piling up on either side like massive, liquid walls. Where there was once an impassable sea, a wide, dry path appears, cutting right through the middle of the deep. The seabed is exposed, firm and dry enough for millions to walk on. Can you even picture the scene? The Israelites, standing in stunned silence, watching the impossible happen before their very eyes, the roar of the wind, the sight of towering walls of water held back by an unseen force. With newfound hope, Moses leads them forward, into the path in the sea. The entire nation, men, women, children, and their livestock begins the most incredible journey of their lives, walking on dry ground with walls of water to their right and to their left. It's a corridor of salvation, a pathway carved through the heart of destruction, the Egyptians. Shrouded in darkness on the other side, hear the commotion. As dawn breaks, the pillar of fire and cloud lifts, and they see the impossible. The Israelites are escaping, walking through the middle of the sea. Consumed by rage and determination, Pharaoh gives the order to charge. His chariots, his horsemen, the might of his empire, thunder down into the dry seabed in hot pursuit. They are confident. If the Israelites can cross, so can they. They are faster, stronger, and they are gaining ground. But inside the sea canyon, the divine intervention continues. The wheels of the Egyptian chariots get stuck. The ground that was firm for the Israelites becomes muddy and difficult for the heavy war machines. Confusion and chaos rip through the ranks of the elite army. Let's get away from the Israelites. They cry out, the Lord is fighting for them against Egypt. They finally realize they are not just fighting a band of runaway slaves, they are fighting against God himself. But it's too late. Once the last Israelite has safely reached the other side, God gives Moses another command. Stretch out your hand over the sea so that the waters may flow back over the Egyptians and their chariots and horsemen. Moses, standing on the far shore, once again raises his hand. The moment he does, the great east wind ceases. The invisible force holding back the walls of water is released. With a deafening roar, the two massive walls of the Red Sea collapse. The water crashes down with unimaginable force, surging back into its natural place. The entire Egyptian army, trapped in the middle of the sea, is engulfed. The chariots, the horses, the soldiers all are swallowed by the raging torrent. The might of Egypt, the army that had terrorized the Israelites just hours before, is utterly destroyed. Not one of them survived. As the sun rises higher in the sky, the Israelites stand on the shore, safe and free. They look back and see the bodies of their former masters washed up on the sand. The threat is gone. They are truly, finally, free. They didn't just escape, they witnessed a miracle of a scale that is hard to comprehend. They saw the raw power of God turn a hopeless situation into a triumphant victory. That day, they didn't just see the destruction of their enemies, they saw the greatness of their protector. A great sense of awe and reverence falls upon them, and they burst into a song of praise, a song of victory that has been sung for thousands of years since. The parting of the Red Sea became more than just a historical event. It became a symbol of hope, a powerful reminder that even when you are trapped between an army and an ocean, faith can carve a path to freedom. Thank you so much for watching. If this story inspires you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible stories from history and faith. See you in the next video.